It had been 4 long months since Ethan left for university. I still remembered the day he packed his bags, so full of excitement, nerves, and dreams. The house had felt empty ever since. I had gotten used to hearing his voice echoing through the halls, the way he'd play music just a little too loud, or the mess he always left behind in the kitchen whenever he tried to cook. But since he left, silence had taken over, and I had learned to live with it. Until that weekend when he came back. It was a Friday evening. I had just finished folding laundry when I heard the front door open. I wasn't expecting anyone, so I peeked into the hallway. And there he was, Ethan, standing with his duffel bag slung over one shoulder, a wide smile on his face, and a more grown-up air about him. He looked different. Taller, maybe. Or perhaps it was the confidence he carried. His jawline was more defined, his voice deeper, and the way he moved, it was like someone who had seen a bit more of the world, even if it was just a few months away in a college dorm. "Surprise," he said, setting down his bag and opening his arms. I laughed, rushing over to hug him. "You didn't even call. I would have picked you up. I wanted to surprise you. I needed a break from everything." We sat in the kitchen, and I made him his favorite grilled cheese sandwiches. As he chatted about his classes, professors, and dorm life, I realized how easily we slipped back into our old rhythm. Laughing, teasing, just comfortable with each other. But underneath it all, something felt different. I could sense it. Maybe it was the way his eyes lingered on me longer than before, or how he looked at me when he thought I wasn't watching. That evening, we watched a movie in the living room, just like old times. He sat close. Almost too close. But I didn't move away. I told myself it was innocent, just the joy of being home again. But when our hands accidentally touched, neither of us pulled away. The air grew heavier with each passing minute, a kind of silence that buzzes with unspoken words. "I miss this," he said softly, eyes locked on mine. I did too. The movie ended, but neither of us moved. It was like time had paused, holding its breath for what might come next. "Can I stay up with you for a while?" he asked. "Of course," I replied, trying to steady my heartbeat. We talked about everything and nothing just like always. But the tension lingered between us, a silent current we both felt but didn't name. He looked at me in a way I wasn't ready for. Like he saw me differently, not just the woman who'd always been there, guiding him, caring for him. I tried to brush off the thought. He was just being affectionate. Grateful, maybe. But the way he gently tucked a strand of hair behind my ear told another story. And when I looked into his eyes, I didn't see a boy anymore. I saw a man who'd been waiting to say something for a long time. "Is it wrong that I missed you this much?" he asked suddenly. The question caught me off guard. I smiled, trying to lighten the mood. "Of course not. We've always been close." "No, I mean, I missed you. The way you talk to me. The way you make everything feel okay. I didn't even realize how much I needed you until I left." There was a long, heavy pause. "You're everything I ever felt safe around," he added. I didn't know what to say. A swirl of confusion and guilt rushed in, but also something else I wasn't ready to name. "I think I should go to bed," I said quickly, standing up. But he didn't move. "Please don't be mad. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable." "I'm not mad," I whispered. I didn't expect this." "I didn't either. But now that I'm here, I can't pretend I don't feel it." He looked so sincere, so vulnerable, and somehow I couldn't bring myself to walk away. The truth was I had felt something shift. I had tried to ignore it, push it away, but now that it was out in the open, it felt impossible to put back. The next morning was quiet. We avoided the subject, pretending nothing had happened. I made pancakes. We talked about the weather, the news, anything but what really mattered. But his eyes said everything. He hadn't forgotten. That afternoon, I walked into the living room and found him flipping through old photo albums. "You were always there," he said, turning the pages. "Every memory I have, you're in it." I sat beside him. "You grew up so fast." "I had to. But some part of me always stayed here with you." He looked at me again, that same look that made my stomach twist in ways I didn't know how to handle. "I don't want to make this weird," he said. I just needed you to know how I feel. I reached over and gently touched his hand. You're not wrong for feeling things, I said quietly. But we have to be careful. Feelings can be confusing when emotions run high. I know, he said. But I don't think this is just confusion. The rest of the weekend passed with both of us pretending things were normal. But it was impossible. Every glance, every word carried a weight it didn't used to. On Sunday night, he was packing his bag to head back. I wish I didn't have to leave, he said. Sometimes space is good. It helps us think. He nodded. But I don't want to forget how I feel. You won't, I told him. But give it time. We both need time. Before he left, he hugged me tightly, longer than usual. You'll always be the one person who understands me the most. And you'll always be in my heart, I said softly. As he walked out the door, I stood there for a long while, letting the silence settle again. But this time, it didn't feel empty. It was full of all the things we didn't say, and maybe never could. Still, in that quiet, I found something unexpected. Not guilt, not shame, but understanding. Because sometimes life gives us moments we can't predict. Moments that test our emotions, our boundaries, and our hearts. What happened that weekend didn't change who we were. But it reminded us of how human we are. Full of complexity, feelings, and longing.